Welcome to the Hollywood Truth, and today I want to tell you about 10 famous actors who failed at first. Number 1. Tom Cruise, a 55-year-old actor, who had won Golden Globe Awards for his roles in Born on July 4th, Jerry Maguire, and Magnolia. But before even getting started as actor, he had pretty rough life in his past. Tom Cruise, born Thomas Cruise Mapother IV, always thought he would be a priest. He ditched the idea in high school and focused on becoming an actor. Tom Cruise's father used to physically abuse him. His father couldn't hold down a job, due to which his family lived in poverty and had to move constantly. He suffered from dyslexia, which made academic success difficult for him. He didn't learn to read properly until he was 26 years old. Before that, when attending auditions, he would ad-lib from whatever information he could pry from the directors. Number 2. Jim Carrey comes from a very modest background. His father was a funny man too, but since he had to provide for the family, he gave up his dream of becoming a comedian. Jim, on the other hand, pursued this even though it was quite a struggle till his first ever break, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. He used the theory of affirmations every day, telling himself that movie offers will be pouring in, he's a really good actor, and everybody wants to work with him. As a child, he struggled with dyslexia and could not focus on studies because of that. He was a loner and didn't make friends easily. He later overcame this and became the funny actor we all know him as.
Hey, buddy.
Number 3. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Gail Winfrey dealt with a lot throughout her public life: criticism about her weight, racism, intrusive questions about her sexuality. Just to name a few, but she never let it get in the way of her ambition and drive. When you look at her childhood, her personal triumphs are cast in an even more remarkable light. After a troubled adolescence in a small farming community, where she was sexually abused by a number of male relatives and friends of her mother, Vernita, she moved to Nashville to live with her father, Vernon, a barber and businessman. Later, she became pregnant and gave birth to a child at age 14, who passed away just 2 weeks later. But Oprah persevered, going on to finish high school as an honors student, earning a full scholarship to college, and working her way up through the ranks of television, from a local network anchor in Nashville to an international superstar and creator of her own network. We couldn't help ourselves. Number 4. Mark Ruffalo. Ruffalo is one of our favorite Marvel stars. He's had a great career in Hollywood, but it wasn't always the case. As a kid, he mentioned he had undiagnosed dyslexia and did not do well in studies. His entire family moved to Wisconsin and quickly became bankrupt. He then decided to take up acting as a career. He said he was rejected from about 600 to 800 auditions, and that made his temper rise. Apparently, he used to cover his house walls with posters because he would punch the walls so hard, it would create holes in them. No wonder Marvel cast him as the Hulk. After he got his first break in 2001, he found out he had a brain tumor. He had many such challenging moments in life but didn't give up. That makes him the successful actor he is today. Number 5. Sarah Jessica Parker. Bestowed with such a remarkable talent in performing arts, Sarah Jessica Parker, without doubt, has gained the status as one of the most prominent actresses in Hollywood film industry. Parker was born in a poor coal mining town in rural Ohio, the youngest of 4 children. Her parents divorced when she was 2, and her mother remarried shortly thereafter and had an additional 4. Parker's stepfather, a truck driver, was often out of work, so the future starlet took up singing and dancing at a very young age to help supplement her mom's teaching income and feed their 10-person family. Despite hard times and occasionally being on welfare, Parker's mom continued to encourage her children's interest in the arts. The family moved to Cincinnati, where Parker was enrolled in a ballet, music, and theater school on scholarship. When she was 11 years old, the family took a trip to New York City so Parker could audition for a Broadway play. The trip was a success, she and her brother were both cast, and the family relocated to New York. Parker continued to work hard and land roles, eventually becoming the title character of Sex and the City. Number 6. Chris Pratt. Pratt had a classic story that defines the phrase rags to riches. In his teen years, he was living in a van. He was very happy and thought there was something charming about it. He worked at the restaurant called Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, and one day actress Radon Chong visited the place. He went up to her and asked her if she was casting in movies, and eventually she did take him in her directorial debut movie called Cursed Part 3. And that was the beginning of his amazing career in Hollywood. Number 7. Leonardo DiCaprio. There's so much more to DiCaprio than just talent. He has seen a very tough childhood, and the first time he got beaten up, he realized he wanted to be an actor. He told his mother to start taking him for auditions at the age of 15. He gives us so much motivation and teaches us to not let our surroundings affect our dreams. Number 8. Jeremy Renner. Renner always wanted to be a movie star, and he came to LA to pursue this dream. He auditioned a lot, and acted in several movies with minor roles, and after all that struggle and living in the dark because he was unable to pay electricity bills, he finally bagged a big role in The Hurt Locker in 2009. He was known as the new guy in town, although technically, he was already working in the industry for 20 years. We learned to never give up from Renner. And today, everyone refers to him as Hawkeye from the Avengers. Number 9. Robert Downey Jr. Our very own Iron Man was not always so successful. Although his parents were from the film industry and he had a good enough childhood, he still led a very disturbing life. Robert was responsible for his own downfall even though he had so much potential. He suffered from major drug addiction and almost reached a point of no return. He was arrested many times for this too. Finally, around 2004, Robert quit all those drugs and started taking charge of his life. And eventually, in 2008 he bagged our favorite movie Iron Man, after which there was no looking back for him. Number 10. Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is one of the most talented actors. Apart from that, he comes from a very humble background. He has seen a lot of trouble in life. His father left him when he was 3 years old. At 29 he lost one of his closest friends to a drug overdose. His wife was pregnant but the child was born still. He finally ended his relationship with his wife due to their personal problems. After a few months, she died in a car accident. But Keanu did not give up on life. He always thought that tragedy is a part of life and is constant. Although he was worth millions of dollars, he still rides the subway. There's so much to learn from his humble attitude. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe for more.